Tension your yarn like really.
So we got the V, just like in the videos that you've seen. So it's gone around there, and then it's all around the ring finger. And what I do is I'm actually holding it kind of like in here, like a pencil. And kind of like lightly. And now the one thing that I do, and I noticed I was doing it, is you're actually using the left hand to kind of put in and out.
Oh, you do there's a lot of work from the left hand.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
I should probably make sure I'm doing, So because some people I think it's really easy, you start like pushing with the right, and you really want it to be the left, and that's what keeps your hand.
I understand that it does
that.
muscle
movements with
right.
They're not little
in, wrap around, done. I go to purl, bring it to the front, same motion. That was probably the hardest thing with purling, was making sure it was like actually in front of the back. Knitting, bring to the front, purl. Keep it loose. You don't want to tighten up. Bring to the front for purl.
So the difference between that and me for knitting is somewhere along the line, my tension turned into
purl. But the key is to just let the right-handed needle kind of rest in there.
That's what my tension is.
Oh, very loose. And one of the things that Stephanie commented on is if you want to tighten or loosen, wrap it around more tight. If you wrap it around more, it'll be tighter. If you wrap it less, if you find it tighter, just, fewer or more wraps. But the key is really the ring finger and getting that, motion. But then it's just the same motion for knitting and purling.
And how long did it take you to feel proficient?
I'd say like probably about a month. I started with doing the pit knitting, like she recommended, but I pretty quickly switched. And what I did actually was a project that was mostly just knits and purls, no like increases or decreases or anything. So it really gave me some practice. And she recommended doing like a rib kind of thing. And I found that the thing I said where I was pushing more with the right hand. And I kind of catch myself, and then I move to the left. And being careful, because, when you start anything new, you tend to go tighter. And I found my hands relaxing as I got into it. So I think there's a little bit of, like, that mindfulness factor. And being aware to loosen up on the right hand, and remembering you're pushing with the left hand.
I think that may have been what I missed, because I found that when I tried to move my right hand to wrap the yarn around, the needle kept escaping from me because it was moving.
And it's not like
does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing if it does. Like there's like a point where you want to remember, like you're just kind of resting it, and it's really like I kind of control it to start.
Middle of a garter stitch, so I'm not.
And there's a little bit of like control. I mean, I do kind of like angle it, it's which is different than the pit knitting. You do have that fine control because it is like holding it like a pencil.
Right.
But I try when I find that I'm using my right hand more, I try to be aware of it and go back to using the left to really, be the main this motion, the down and up. And that, I think, made all the difference as far as stress on my hands.
Where do you do the down and up motion with your left hand from?
I'm not entirely sure.
I do it from here. I do it from in my elbow.
I'm wondering
with this.
It's not. I don't know if it's elbow.
If it's wrist, you can do better in terms of reducing stress.
Maybe, yeah.
So if you can persuade it to be this motion with your
right, I could see that. I do.